Welcome to part 2 of making a Bulbasaur. In part 1, we made the body and the head. In today's video, we will be finishing off the mesh with all the other details like the bulb, eyes, patterns, teeth, and claws. So let's begin. Moving on from the body and the head, this time we're going to add a UV sphere, not a round cube. The segments I use are 6, and I use my judgment and personal taste a little bit here. I squish it and scale it and move it to where I think it fits on Bulbasaur's back. Now tab into edit mode and edge select those segments. We're going to click bevel and move the little circle out and up the segments to 2. You're going to go back into select and grab the center edges again. Can just select again to deselect. So that's confusing. Pivot point. Get the median point so that when you scale, it scales those down into towards the center of the bulb. As a finishing touch, I like to grab those edges, but remember to press O to get into proportional editing before scaling it down in order to form a little bit of a tip at the top. You're going to right click and shade smooth, but we're not done yet. We're going to add what's becoming my favorite, the subdivision surface modifier. There you go. Eyes. Let's get to it. So I'm going to select all the planes in the eye socket of the head mesh. So you have to be in edit mode for that. Going to Shift D to duplicate and then P selection in order to create a separate object. Feel free to rewatch that if I went a little bit too quickly. I even renamed it Eye. I'm fast. You bring it out from the head mesh a little bit, and we don't actually want this subdivision modifier on there yet. In edit mode, you scale it down, move it a little bit towards the inner corner of the eye socket, and we are about to enter a modifier frenzy. First, you want to add a shrink wrap modifier. The target is the head. Follow what I'm doing on the screen to get it to shrink wrap around the eye socket. Feel free to adjust the positioning a little bit. Now we're going to add the subdivision surface modifier here instead, just to make it cleaner. And this time, a third one, the solidify. And right click and auto smooth to make it look smooth yet crisp. What I like to do is make sure that the origin is of the object is set to the world origin, which should be in the center of the whole world. And then apply a mirror modifier so that all your work is mirrored on the other side. Now I have in object mode, after selecting that original eye, Shift D to duplicate it and basically rinse, repeat a little bit by moving it about, although you don't have to rinse repeat too much because all the modifiers have carried over, but you will have to make the target for the shrink wrap that original first eye that you made. Once again, if I've confused you, just rewatch that bit again. And I just keep duplicating and placing the bits and pieces where it looks okay to me. Now onto Bulbasaur's patterns. We're actually going to select the eye, one of the many eye pieces, the biggest one. And we're going to Shift D to duplicate and place it over the center of Bulbasaur's head. Going to get rid of the mirror modifier, we don't need that. In edit mode, you're going to rotate that piece and you're going to duplicate it again, and in edit mode keep just moving the pieces, new pieces, to where you want them to be to match Bulbasaur's patterns on his head and body. For the body, it's slightly different. You do duplicate it, but you will have to remember to change the shrink wrap target mesh to the body. So here I bring the duplicated piece over to the side and I am retargeting shrink wrap to the body. And stick it on. You just do that for every little piece. You might want to re-add the mirror modifier for pieces that appear on both sides of his body. You'll be happy to hear that the tongue, I think, is the easiest. You Shift A and add a UV sphere. I upped these segments to 12 because I felt like it, and shrunk the tongue down so it's more tongue-like, like a disc. I rotated it in side view and slotted it into Bulbasaur's mouth, just like that. I also did have to scale it wider a little bit along the x-axis. Then you add a subdivision surface modifier and shade smooth or auto smooth. Next we have the teeth. Shift A and add yet another UV sphere. Bring it forward. Now moving to see from underneath the sphere, you want to select the bottom vertex and clicking on proportional edit with by pressing O, move it down so that it looks like a little fang in the end, just like that. And then you want to position it inside the mouth, just like that. Yeah. Satisfying. Then add a mirror modifier. With the claws, this one's easy. You just have to duplicate the teeth and bring them down to where Bulbasaur's feet are. And just really use your discretion here to position the claws where you want them to be. I think in the reference photos I'm using, Bulbasaur has 3 little claws per foot, and that is what I will be doing. Nothing crazy. Once you're done with the front 2 feet, you can go ahead and duplicate the claws and move them back for the back feet. There you have it. Well done! You have completed Bulbasaur's base mesh, and that concludes part 2. I'll see you in the next episode where we add colours, set up a scene, and render your final image out. Bye!